this Kansas City. Shit's ran gritty. In the summertime, the chicks be damn pretty. Born in the projects, then to the Ville.
Hey you guys, it's me Bossy. Welcome back to my channel. And yeah, the background is a little different. I'm trying something different. I have a bunch of backgrounds, but you know, y'all tell me how y'all like this. Since it's story time week, I don't want to have the same background, so y'all might see black, y'all might see glitter, y'all might see white. But yes, today is day number 1 of storytime week. Now in my last storytime video, I told y'all I'd be like a full week, like 7 days, but the way my schedule is gonna be set up this week, it can't happen that way, so it'll only be Monday through Friday. So I hope you guys aren't too upset, but you have to remember, I'm a mother first. So the first story, I decided why not kick it off with a Bob story. So many of you guys love to hate Bob, so I figured why not I tell you guys about the time that Bob tried to get his girlfriend, his new girlfriend, to fight me. Not his most recent, because after this girl he's had about maybe 30 more after that. So if you're interested, just keep watching. This happened, I want to say, about 3 years after Bob and I had broken up. Like 3 years. I ain't studying you. Yeah, we got kids. All I have to worry about is when you picking them up, when are you gonna buy them clothes, when are you gonna spend time with them. That is it. I don't care about whatever else you have going on in your life that's really not popping at all. So 3 years is a long time. Like, I'm not studying you at all. And this was actually right before I met Terrence. I want to say it kind of even spilled over up until I had just met Terrence, but you know, that's when it kind of cut off too at the same time. I had been doing my own thing, just chilling, having fun, going out with my friends, you know, working, taking care of my daughters. I guess Bob did not like the fact that I was doing better for myself. I had just got my first car that I paid for with my own money, and I was like so happy. I had my same apartment. What else? I had a very good paying job, and you know, things were really starting to look up for me. So I guess Bob had went on and moved on, which he had already been moving on in our relationship, but I guess he had moved on and found another relationship. So the girl in this story that he wanted to have beat my ass, we're going to say her name is Melanie. And Melanie was just one of his girlfriends, but that was just one that I guess he needed a place to stay, so he lived with Melanie. So one day I had got off of work and I kept getting a private call. Every time I would answer, like, it'd be like one of those voices, you know how the Scream voice is off the movie Scream? They'd be like, bitch, I'ma beat your ass. Bitch, I'ma beat your ass. When I see you, it's funk on sight. First off, I don't even know who you are, and what are you bothering me for? So anyway, something told me this has something to do with my kid's father. So I went ahead and I called Bob, because the private caller was not, you know, giving up. They kept calling, making threats, kept calling, making threats, but they would not, you know, use their real voice. So I called Bob, and of course he didn't answer. So then I called again, and he was like, what do you want? I'm like, first of all, I'm not trying to call you disrespectfully, but if you take it there, it will go there. I said, are you having someone play on my phone? Why are you having someone play on my phone? He was like, bitch, ain't nobody trying to talk to your fat ass, you stupid hoe. I don't want you. Ain't nobody calling you. And I'm like, I just asked the question. You going too far. Don't make me have my brothers come and fuck you up. You better watch who you talking to. I said, we ain't been together and I don't know how long. I don't know what your problem is, but I was just calling to ask a question. Hang up. And y'all, I'm not trying to make this emotional, but I have to tell you guys this part kind of to get to the bull. A few months passed and some unfortunate circumstances happened within my family. My 1-year-old nephew passed away. And it was, you know, all on the news. It was really sad and unfortunate. And that's whose name I have on my arm. His name was Zaire and has a little heart. But that is my nephew that passed away. How I found out about this is one day I was at work and I had just gotten off work, and it was kind of that time of the month, so I was kind of cranky and irritable, but I was actually going to go pick up my girls from daycare, and then I was going to go home. On my way home, I get a call from my dad because, you know, he doesn't really know what's going on at all. You know, he's just like, I think your nephew, which is his grandson, was in a car accident. But how he said it, my dad even made it seem like it wasn't anything serious. But you know, if a child's in a car accident with whomever they're with, you know, they have to be checked out and probably taken to the hospital. But you know, we're all thinking that it's nothing major. He just was, you know, in a car accident. But I didn't really know all the details or whatever. So then I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll go straight up to the hospital. It was Children's Mercy Hospital. I was like, I'll go straight up to the hospital. So what I did was, after I got the phone with my dad, because he was on his way up there, I called Bob's mom and I'm like, hey, how you doing? I was calling to see if you could pick up the girls from daycare. My nephew was in a car accident, so we just gonna go up and check on him. So she paused and I'm like, hello? And she's like, Basima, was this the car accident on like 47th in Cleveland? And I was like, I don't know. I said, I just got off work. I have no idea. I don't know. My dad just called me and he's on his way up there to go see my nephew, and then I'm going. She was like, Basima, you need to pull over. So I'm like, no, I'm not pulling over. I'm thinking, for what? And I'm trying not to be disrespectful or anything. But she's like, you need to pull over. And so, I happened to just pull over because all of a sudden how she was talking wasn't sounding too right to me. So I pull over and she said, Basima, the baby that was in that car accident today, if this is the same accident, he didn't make it. He passed away. So I was like, this shit can't know what she's talking about. She don't know what she's talking about. So she was like, Basima, I'm pretty sure this was your nephew. So, of course, I lose it. I snap. I start hyperventilating. I couldn't think. I lost it. So, my reaction is to call my brother. So, I call my brother, which is my nephew's father, that is the baby that was in the car accident. And I call him and I'm like, hey bro, what's up? Where you at the hospital? And he just was crying. So I'm like, what you crying for? I'm like, you better not tell me nothing. You better not tell me nothing. And he was like, he hung up in my face. So I called my dad. And I guess my dad had already gotten to the hospital. And he was just like, Bossy, you need to get here now. So I get there. I'm tripping while I'm trying to drive and not pass out. But I get to the hospital and lo and behold, all my family's up there. And I go into the room where my brother and his wife is. And my nephew is in her arms, but he is not alive. So that was really hard for me. And, you know, I was really close with my nephew. He was my second born nephew, but he was one that I saw like on a regular basis, like all the time. So sorry y'all, I had to change cameras. My camera died. So it's about 8 something at night and my phone's ringing. So I just, you know, wake up and answer it because I'm thinking it could be a family member, my dad, my mom, anybody. I look at the phone and it's Bob's number. So I'm not going to answer it because I'm like, what does he want? But then I remember his mother has my daughters. I answer the phone and I'm like, hello. It's just in a normal voice. Of course, I had been crying, so I don't know how my voice was coming out. But I wasn't crying at that moment. I had just woken up. But I was like, hello. He was like giggling in the phone. And I was like, what are you laughing for? What is so funny? And he's like, that's what you get, you dumb bitch. He was like, that's why your nephew got killed today. You know, laughing and chuckling and all this and that. Ha, you dumb bitch. That's what he gets. Tell your nephew I said hello. He's like, oops, I forgot you can't. He's dead. And then hung up in my face. And I sat there after he hung up and I'm like, did this nigga really just say that? He had never seen my nephew, had never met my nephew, because we had been broken up way before my nephew was even thought of. My nephew was 1, had just turned 1. Me and Bob had been broken up 3 years. So I'm thinking, first off, why would you say that about a child that has never hurt you, done anything wrong to you, anything like that? So I'm sitting there and I am pissed beyond belief. Now this dude done some stupid stuff, you know, talked a bunch of crap, but when he said that, I snapped. So I'm trying to call him back. I'm calling him back. Third time I call him back, a chick answers the phone. She's like, hello. I said, hello, can you please put Bob on the phone right now because I need to talk to him. She was like, bitch, he don't want you. Why do you still think he wants you? Why are you always calling here for him? He don't want you. He got me. He don't want no fat bitch. He want me. And I'm like, first of all, I don't even know who you are. I'm not worried about you or Bob. I don't want him. I said, but I know you need to tell him this. The next time he mentions anything about my nephew, anybody in my family, I swear he's done. I don't have time for this. Like, on everything. Like, I was hot. I was pissed. I think I even started almost crying, but I was like, I'm not about to let that slip out because I was real emotional. But I was like, I'm not about to let that slip out. So I guess I hear tussling over the phone. He was like, bitch, fuck your nephew. Fuck your brothers. Fuck your daddy. You know, just going off, this and that. He was like, you know what? I'm going to have my girl Melanie beat your ass. I was like, really? Really? You don't want to do that right now? Really? I said, I ain't worried about you or your slut over there. I was like, first off, you need to control her. And I said, secondly, don't you ever call me disrespecting anybody in my family. I said, you didn't know him and he didn't know you and he's a baby? And you would say that about a child? Really? What type of person are you? I'm thinking, how did I have kids with this dude? So he was like, man, fuck that. Fuck that. You still live in the same place you always gonna be, you dirty hood rat. And I'm like, really? Oh, okay. All right. He is really, really trying to go in today. So he was like, we gonna be there. We gonna be there. And I'm gonna have her beat your fat ass and knock all the fat off you or some stupid stuff. He was like, she got hands and you can't do nothing. She got hands. And I'm thinking, is this dude for real? Is he for real, for real? I said, you know what? You know where I stay. Y'all need to pull up right now. I said, I'm going to take all my frustration out on you and that bitch. I said, I don't know her. Shouldn't even have no problem with her. But whatever lies you over there feeding her, you about to have her come over here, do it. I needed to release some frustrations real quick. And so, you know, I'm mad. I'm pacing. I hang the phone up. They keep calling. They keep calling. I'm like, what you calling for? Where you at? Come over. Come on now. You about to have her beat my butt because of, I don't know why, but she wants to. Bring it over here right now. Right now. So he was like, we'll be there, bitch. You know you scared. You know you scared. I was like, I don't know who you think I am. I don't know who she is. And I don't know what you telling her, but I said right now, I don't have time for it. If y'all not about it, if y'all not about to come over here, then y'all need to stop calling my phone. Stop calling my phone. Matter of fact, I'm end up blocking the number. But if y'all gonna show up, y'all need to show up quick because I got family stuff to take care of. I hang up and I get no more calls. I don't get no more phone calls. I'm spending time with my family. Took off work for a while. You know, I'm trying to be with my family during this time. So I happened to leave my grandmother's house that day because that's where everybody was at. And I'm going home. I'm pulling up to my house or whatever. And I pull up and it's a car in my parking space where I'm normally at because I live in an apartment complex. And so when I pull up and get out my car, I park right next to the car. And when I look over to the left, I see Bob sitting in the passenger seat. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, now they decide to come. So I get out the car and I lean on my car, and Bob is just laughing in the seat, just laughing. And then his chick, Melanie, gets out of the car. I'm like, okay, y'all came over here now of all times. What happened to y'all coming the other day? And she was like, first off, why you always calling my man? He does not want you. He is with me. I'm all he needs. And I'm looking at her. I'm like, look, I don't even know you. I'm at this point, I'm like, seriously, why are you even talking to me? But I'm like, I don't even know you. I said, I don't know what he is telling you. And he's still sitting in the car for what? Why isn't he out here talking? He got you in some mess. I don't know you. What beef do we have? I said, I do not want him. I left him because he was cheating on me, and I'm sure he's gonna cheat on you. She was like, ah, nah, we don't roll like that. We don't roll like that. I'm like, okay, whatever, but I don't want him. You will never see a text message from me saying, I want you, baby. I miss you, baby. Never. I said, I don't know if he's putting my name with other chicks' numbers, because I don't want Bob no more. I am done with Bob. All I want him to do is help me take care of our 3 daughters, and that is it. He is nothing. He has nothing I want at all. And she was like, well, that's not what he's telling me. That's not what he's telling me. And she was like, and you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, like, how can a chick still want a dude after that long? Like, are you that thirsty? And I'm just thinking, girl, I ain't calling you out of your name. I ain't saying nothing too disrespectful to you, so please don't say it to me. I said, I'm going through some things in my family right now, and the fact that y'all want to play on my phone, I said, that's childish. And then you with a man that would talk about a deceased baby? And she was like, he was just playing. You don't play like that. Are you serious? You don't play like that. And you probably have kids or will have kids with him, which she didn't end up having kids with him, but she did have kids. But I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, seriously. I was like, well, whatever you came over here to do, we can do. I was like, because I don't have time for this nonsense. I said, I shouldn't be going through no mess with him or any females. I haven't been with this dude in 3 years. Like, what is the problem? I have moved on. I have found other people to deal with. I don't want to deal with you, and I don't want to deal with Bob's messy ass. I said, I'm over it. She just was kind of like standing there looking, because she could tell I was serious. I don't want your man, girl. Like, he is nothing I want no more. And Bob, he just in the passenger seat, like reclined back or whatever on his phone or whatever with his cigarette in his mouth. And I'm like, ugh, this nigga, ugh. She was like, you know what, I want to offer my condolences to you. And I don't even think she said condolences right, but she was like, I'm sorry that happened to your nephew, but can you please just respect me and my relationship? And I'm like, at this point, I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. I don't want your man. I'm just thinking, like, what is he telling you? So they end up leaving right when they was backing up to get up out of my apartment complex. So we didn't fight, y'all. That's that. Like, we didn't fight, but she came over there to try to whoop my butt because of her stupid man. But right when they was pulling out of the driveway, I mean not the driveway, the parking complex, he gonna roll down his window and say, bye, fat dumb bitch. Like, all you can do is call me fat. Yes, I know I have fluff, but that's all you can do. Like, boy, get out of here. So they leave, and you know, I don't hear from her for a good while. Like, months had passed. Like, me and Terrence had like officially became a couple at this point. Why did this girl call me crying? Called me crying, y'all. Called me crying, saying Bob is over here tripping and I don't know what to do. He over here flipping couches. He over here tripping and I don't know what's going on. He keep cheating on me with all these girls, and oh my God, I can't do it. I don't know if he owns something. I don't know what's going on, but help me. I don't know what to do. I was like, sweetheart, I don't know what to tell you. You need to call 911 or something, because I done did it before. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I said, but I'm sorry, but I can't help you. Like, that's your situation. I'm done with the bullshit. And the stuff she was saying he was doing was way beyond stuff that he ever did with me. So I don't know what that man was on, what was going on at that time, but he has calmed down now, y'all. I don't know if age has caught up with him a little bit. He's still stupid as hell. I ain't even gonna lie. He is stupid as hell. But he's calmed down a little bit. The man can keep a job. You know, I've been getting my child support from my daughter, so yeah, obviously he's keeping a job. But yeah, I told her, that's not my problem. I can't help you. And like, she just was, can I call you whenever I need to talk to you? No. Hell no. And I blocked her number. I ain't got no sympathy for you. Goodbye. Anyway, so yes, you guys, that was the time that Bob tried to get his girl to jump me. Basically, I feel that Bob was, like I said, upset that I was doing better for myself. He wanted me to be sad. How? I'm the one that left you. Like, I'm not gonna be sad. Like, I was happy that I was free from that, and I was finding new love. But I think that's why. And I don't know what lies he was telling her, and whatever chicks was texting him, I don't know what he had their numbers under. Probably Bossima or Bossy or baby mama or something. But he has a lot of baby mamas. But I don't know. But yeah, that situation is over. He's not with that girl anymore, of course. I know she's so glad she didn't have any kids with him. I think she was pregnant and lost the baby though. But yeah, that's the time he tried to have a chick try to whoop my butt. And at that point, y'all, with all the stuff that was going on around that time, I was liable to kill somebody, because girl, you don't just fight some girl because of what some no good man says. I didn't want your man. And she eventually realized it and found that out or whatever. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. This is story number 1. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow in my next story time. Bye, love.